Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Every time I watch those intros, I cringe a little. Anyway, so today is a topic about motivation, understanding why some things are sustainable and why some things are not, why sometimes you do start projects or start things that you want to do, and then you're super ultra keen, ultra motivated to do these things, and then later down the track you lose interest or you lose motivation or whatever. So that's what today's topic's about. So first of all, I'll explain how you guys need to think of two scenarios, okay? One scenario is something that you've actually tried really hard to do, but you haven't sustained it. So you go in the morning, like at the start, and you're really motivated to get this thing done, and you're really driven, but for some reason that drive doesn't last, okay? So think of something like that. So that could be anything from, basically anything that could be a New Year's resolution, right? That doesn't last. It could be keeping your place tidy. It could be going to the gym, getting fit, all that sort of stuff. It could be something to do with your studies if you're doing any sort of higher education, any university or certificates or whatever, and sticking to it. All those sort of things are what are, these are the sort of examples, and I need you to really actually pick one, or this whole talk is going to make a lot less sense. I also want you guys to think of something that you've done which is quite effortless, so something quite easy to do, something that perhaps it's not necessarily something that inspires you, something that is exciting. It doesn't have to be something like that, just something that you just do. And say you are a tidy person, say you really care about your body, and health and fitness is something that comes quite naturally to you, quite easily. Or I don't know, whatever it may be, something that you find quite effortless, keeping your place tidy, health and fitness, whatever. So have a think of those two scenarios. You genuinely need to think of them, okay? I'll give you some music. Anyway, got it? Okay, cool. So there are two really excellent things that a person can utilize to motivate them towards a goal. Okay, one is the what sort of words should I use? One is the ego, which I'm going to call the lower motivations, and there's also the long-term or higher level reasons. Now, in my opinion, they're sort of both on the same level. They're both really important. In fact, you can't really do them without each other, in my opinion. But anyway, first of all, we'll talk about the ego. So the ego is probably the most powerful motivation a person can have in the short term. The ego is basically any reason that is proving something to someone. So that could be anything from the naysayers, the haters. I want to prove them wrong. I want to prove to them that I could achieve it when they said I couldn't. Or proving it to yourself. I want to do this. This is a challenge to me, and I want to prove that I can do it. You know, it could even be like your ego could even be something like, I want to get this thing done because once it's finished, everyone's going to come to me and be like, "Woo, well done, yeah," you know, and be like, really. They're going to congratulate me, give me a lot of validation, and all that sort of thing. It's anything that you have to. An ego motivation, in my definition, is anything that is proving something to you, or even like losing weight. I want to lose weight so I can prove that I can do it to myself, or so that other people can look at me and approve of and validate me and say nice things about me, and maybe I'll find a partner, or maybe my partner will be more attracted to me, or whatever that is, or you know, all those sort of things, right? These are what I call ego motivations, and they're probably the most powerful type of motivation that you can possibly have. Okay, it's the thing that for example, might make you say, enough is enough. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of my life going in this direction. I need to prove to myself that I'm worth more, or that I know that I can have a better life than what I have right now. So I need to do this, right? Or everyone thinks that I can't do it. I'll show them, you know, like that's a really like deep guttural reason to start anything. The problem is that it wears out, and in time you lose that motivation. Anything that has to be proven to someone else is short-term motivation. So that might, by short-term, I don't mean that it's not going to be for a long period of time. I mean, it could last. That sort of motivation will last anywhere from a week, or even a couple of days, right, to maybe a year at the most. Right? Unless you're really freaking egotistical and people's opinion really, 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 really matter to you, and then maybe you will sustain it a bit longer. But in the short term, yeah, like that, it's going to get you out of bed. It's going to force you to start taking action and moving forwards. But it's going to wear out over time. And one of the reasons, but there are many reasons why, is because it's basically coming from a place of, I'm not enough, so I need to do something to become enough, right? So it's what's referred to as an away from motivation. I am ugly. I don't want to be ugly or unfit or whatever reason, right? So I'm going to go to the gym so that I'm not unfit anymore, right? And that's most people's motivations. They want to look better. They want to feel better. They go, I don't want to feel that way. Or, let me think, what else? God damn, my brain is so tired. I got like 4 hours sleep last night. I went to bed at like 2, got up at 6, pumped my brain full of caffeine this morning, and I'm on the road. So, yeah, what else is an away from? Keeping your house tidy. A really good away from. A really good ego reason. I want to tidy my room or my house so that when people see it, they won't think I live in a pigsty. You know, I'd rather get away from that and people coming and it looking nice, you know, or God damn, my brain. Money. Maybe money. Money is a good example of an away from. Say you've been poor, and your motivation is, I never want to be in that situation again. I always want to be, have enough money, not necessarily to be rich or whatever. I just want enough money so that I never have to worry about bills. I never have to worry about having to eat noodles because I can't afford, proper food or whatever, I want to move away from that. So it's all about moving away from one thing so that you don't have to suffer, you don't have to endure this thing, right? That's an away from. That's an ego motivation. Ego is, I'm not enough for whatever reason, or my life is not enough, or whatever, and I need to get away from that. The problem with it, the actual reason why that's not sustainable is that there is such a limit to that. There is a end point. For example, with the money thing, I don't want to be poor. That's my motivation for working hard and having money. Well, it's very easy to earn enough money to not be poor, to not have to worry about bills. And then once you've reached that goal, you have no more reason to continue motivating yourself. So then you might slip back and you might start spending money on trash, and then you need to earn more money or work out your budget. With your fitness, you might say, I don't want to look unfit. So you work and work really hard, eat really well, go to the gym, do all this sort of stuff, and then once you're close, you don't even have to be at your desired weight, but you're close, then you're like, I'm not that anymore. And then subconsciously you're like, I don't have to work anymore because I'm not unfit anymore, right? It could be, there are so many reasons like this, right? And you can see why once you've achieved your goal of not being poor, of not being unfit, there are actually no reasons why you need to create a new reason then to move forwards, which brings me into the long-term motivation. So a long-term motivation, a higher level motivation, is reasons in the long term that you can use to drive yourself towards a goal. So we'll use being fit. I want to be fit so that I can do more, so that I can feel good. And I always want to feel my best. So I'm always going to work on myself. I'm always going to work on my body. I'm always going to find the little tricks that I can integrate into my life so that it's not work, it's not effort, right? And then you can use that as your goal, like to always have energy, to always anything my friends are up for, I can do. Anytime I have a late night and I partied all night, I can recover really quickly because my body is healthy, my body is at its peak, right? And when it drops down, it's not dropping down to this level that is like makes my day unusable, right? So those are really good towards motivations. Excuse me. Yeah, towards motivations. Another one with money, as an example, would be, rather than I don't want to be poor, I want to have enough money so that I can achieve more, so that I can support myself, so that I can do cool things because I have the money to do cool things, so that I have the money to do courses, so I can have the money to have hobbies, So I'm going to have the money so that, if I wanted to go out, I don't have to think about it. I can just be like, yeah, I feel like going out tonight. I can go and do that. I would feel like eating a really nice meal tonight. I don't feel like cooking. you know, to have that financial freedom, so that if my friends are in need, I can help them out financially, or my family, or if something happens in my life, I'm going to have the financial freedom to actually achieve things. The whole idea that money is the root of all evil is a load of shit, and you can it's all about the person who has the money. You know, it's the same as the guns thing. I don't want to get into that debate, but if there weren't dickheads in the world, then yeah, we could all have a gun and have fun, you know. But you know, just so guns are not evil, it's dickheads who are evil. Ruin it for the rest of us. God damn it. So, you know, money is just a tool that you can use to achieve your things, your goals. It's a resource that you can use. So if you view things like that you can use to work towards something rather than away from something, then yeah, you can, that's a sustainable motivation. Something that's not, so let's look at these two things. The ego is not a sustainable long-term motivation, but it does get you started, right? The long-term vision, the long-term reasons for motivation, the higher level of motivation, they will keep you going. They'll give you something to move towards that you can constantly work on, and you can always raise the standard, right? But it's hard to get motivated for it, right? So the technique that you need to use if you want to incorporate all these things is, I don't know what sort of word it's officially called, but I'm going to call it aligning yourself congruently with your goals. So you have to look at your personal identity, who you identify as. Personally, I identify as a man who wants to constantly grow, who wants to respect everyone and respect myself, I love myself, and I love other people, and I love helping people. I'm the type of person who loves helping people. That's my identity, and I love learning every single day. I make these videos so that I can flesh out my own thoughts, and at the same time I can help other people. Maybe someone will watch this video and they'll get some insight into themselves or their friends or their motivations or whatever it may be, right? So that's my identity. What are my values? I like to have integrity and fidelity. I like to, something that I value is honesty. Something else I value is being real with other people, being real with myself, or whatever, meaning I don't like fooling myself into believing things that aren't true. And I'm always auditing myself, always testing myself, always trying to figure out, paradoxically, I believe in what I believe in wholeheartedly, but if there is any shred of inaccuracy, I want to find it so that I can be correct, because I'd rather be correct than a fool, right? I don't like being the fool who says all this stuff and then is proven wrong, right? And then I'm like, shit, I'd rather be correct. I'd rather someone correct me so that I can be right again. So that's something I value. I value creativity. I love expression. I value openness, and I value creating spaces for people when they hang out with me where they feel like they can open up to me and share whatever it is that's on their mind, whatever's their struggles, whatever is this. So, because I value helping people. So these are some values that I have, right? And my vision is, my long-term vision for my life is having my own company, audio manufacturing so that I can use the resources that I generate, whether that's the actual products themselves, whether that's the work community, whether that's the external community of people who purchase my products, people who are passionate about speakers, people, whatever it may be, you know, I can use that resource to, what's that, 16 kilometers, okay. I can use that resource to help other people, to teach them about speakers, to give them a hobby, to spark their interest, right? These things are, I believe that having something that's not really important, such as a hobby, you know, something that your career's life isn't on the line for, that you just do because you love it and you're passionate about it. I believe that these things are really powerful mental tools, things that are mentally help you be more sane and give you sort of perspective on the world at the same time, because it's sort of meditative when you do them. So with all that in mind, I can align my long-term goal of having a speaker manufacturing company with my goals, my beliefs, my vision. I can help the world, you know, in my mind, as silly as that might sound to someone who doesn't see the whole picture that I do. And also egotistically, on that lower level of motivation, when I create these things, I can see the long-term vision of how people are going to react. They're going to look at these things and be like, oh my God, what you've created is like nothing else on the market. It blows my mind. It's amazing. And I can see their reactions, and that fuels my ego. That's you know what I mean? Like, every time I show someone something new that I've created, or even the process that I've used to create it, I see people going, wow, that's amazing. That's really cool. And that motivates me further to create more. So if you can identify your core beliefs, your long-term vision, your values in life, and if you can align them all up with a goal, then your goal is going to be not only easier to get started, but it's going to be something that is sustainable. Because let's be honest, who started a goal and not finished it? Have a look at the things now that you thought of at the start of this video. Have a think about those things that you wish you could have sustainable. Okay? Have a think about those things. And which are using where are the motive, what's the motivation behind it? Right? Is it your ego? Is it your identity? Because your identity can be really powerful. I'm the type of person who I identify as someone who loves to learn and loves to, if I'm passionate about something or someone, I will research the crap out of that thing, right? So that I can learn the most, because it's so important to me to be correct about this, to be able to achieve in the most efficient way. And in order to do that, I need to know a lot of stuff about it, right? That's my identity. So I do it effortlessly. I learn these things that I make videos on effortlessly. I love it. It's not a grind. It's not difficult for me, because it's who I am. So is that your reason? Is it because you can get excited about a long-term vision that you have? Does that, every time you think of it, and you'll be like, man, that's going to be so cool when I get that done, right? Or maybe you're house proud. Maybe every time you tidy up your house, you look back at it and you're like, this is so cool. I love the way my house is decorated right now. And every time you see it, you just, from within, you just have this connection, and you're just like, yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. I'm proud of this. And I want to make sure that my house looks like this all the time, because it just makes me feel so good. So what are your motivations? Okay. And next is, how are you able to change your perspective on your motivations to achieve, right? Using that system that I just mentioned, your ego and your long-term vision, and even your medium-term vision, right? So getting fit, if you align all these things, then you will be fit, and it'll be long-term, right? For example, short-term motivations. I'm gonna look fabulous. I'm gonna look great. People are gonna look at me and they're gonna be like, "Wow, that person is so good looking. They take care of themselves." Fuck, you know. Or maybe if you're single, you'll be like, "I'm gonna get a partner now. This is like someone's gonna find me attractive, so I'm gonna get fit so that I can look attractive for the ladies or the guys or whatever it is that you're into." You know, a medium-term motivation might be, I'm going to be able to spend better time with my friends, you know. I'm not going to get tired. I'm going to be able to hang out with them more and do more cool things, right? I'm going to have more energy in general. I'm going to be able to recover from things that put stress on my body, whether it is hiking or even going out at night. You'd be surprised if you're fit and you have a really big night, then the next day you'll recover better. And you'll also have habits in your life that, that help you recover better anyway. Like you'll eat some healthy food when you're hungover versus some really unhealthy food, right? Or maybe you'll have some less unhealthy food or whatever it may be, you know, so your body is fueled with the right stuff that you can recover really quickly. What else? The long-term motivation, that by the time, I read somewhere that by the time you hit 35, whatever your body shape is pretty much the body shape that you're going to be stuck with. You know, and by the time you hit 35, 40, it's harder to lose weight. It's really hard to lose weight, and it's really hard to gain muscle. So that's when your testosterone and all your hormones and stuff start to level out. That's sort of the very rough age, but as early as 30 and as late as 45. But about around 35 to 40, your body, whatever body you're stuck with, is pretty much the body you got. And if you want to change it, it's going to be really hard. So you may as well work hard when you're younger to try and get it to that level that is sustainable for you, so that you only need a little bit of effort to sustain that body shape. Maybe if you want to have kids in the future, your body will be fit enough to keep up with them, right? To play with them, to have the energy for them, so that when you get home from work and you're exhausted, you've actually got energy to play with them at least for 10-20 minutes, you know what I mean? And that can be, your being fit for your children is a long-term motivation, and it's a good one, right? And if you can align all these different things up, it's sort of like if you have your goal on the, if your goal was a structure, the more pillars that you can attach underneath it, the more stable that motivation is going to be. So you've got all your short-term ego motivations, you've got your medium-term motivations, and then you've got your long-term motivations. All these pillars that are holding up your goal. If you've only got one pillar, guess what? It's going to fall over in no time. You know what I mean? Everyone's tried to had New Year's resolutions that they've promised themselves, and then they've failed. And when they fail, then they lied to themselves. And every time they lie to themselves, and they have evidence and proof that they tell themselves lies and then promise themselves things and then don't go through with them, then you're going to have that. It's teaching your brain that lying to yourself's okay, and do you know what I mean? That blah 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 blah. It's and it's training yourself that, you know, short-term goals, long-term goals, whatever, they don't mean anything, right? So that's basically it. It's a pretty deep one. It's a pretty long-term motivation. Like one of my, I decided I wanted to start doing all this self-development stuff and getting myself fit and all these sort of things. And to be honest, I don't know if I'm proud of this, but my first motivation was to be more attractive so that I can have a great relationship with someone and that I can have the mind that can help my partner instead of I want to be a strong man for whoever my future partner is, instead of caving into the world and not having the strength to carry my partner should she need it, or because I want a partner who also can carry me when I need it. But because I've developed my own mental strength, I shouldn't need her. I only want her, right? But then as I've gone along, I've discovered things about fitness that are other reasons. One of the first things I noticed when I started eating healthy was that my body could regulate temperature better. Imagine that. I put the right things in my body and now it can regulate temperature so that when it's cold, I'm not freezing. When it's really hot, I feel the heat, but I'm not like dying, Back when I used to eat a lot of junk food and a lot of takeaway and fast food and stuff, I would always be complaining. All my close friends know that I'd always be complaining about the temperature. I still complain, but I don't know that I can deal with it easier. Long-term motivations, I'm noticing, that I can keep up with people, and again, back to relationships, I could keep up with a partner or whatever, it's these are so. And now the relationship thing, and here's an interesting thing. Being fit, that need to be with a partner, getting fit to get a partner has now become so low priority because I've got other things in my life that require me to be at my A game, and I can't be at my A game if I'm unfit, both physically and mentally. So I always need to be teaching myself all these cool things and eating right, and I don't work out nearly as much as I probably should, but I work out enough that I feel good, So that's basically it. If you get time, really compare that short-term motivation to your long-term motivation. Even make a list, even if it's just in your head, make a list of what motivates you to do it, your short-term motivations, your medium-term motivations, and your long-term motivations. Maybe write down how it aligns with your values, your identity, your long-term vision for yourself, and how it doesn't align with it. And I think you'll find that the reasons why you're not achieving it will become apparent. They will become obvious. And only if you're actually true to yourself, you're actually not going to bullshit yourself. And a lot of people think really strongly that no, of course I want to be fit so that I can look good. Of course I want to study so I can have a full-time job. But maybe that full-time job isn't something that say you're studying at uni. It's not something that you're passionate about. It's not something that you give a shit about. So it's not going to be sustainable. Do you know what I mean? As hard as you work, it's always going to be effort because you don't actually care. Like deep down, you don't actually care about the thing that you're studying. So take that audit on yourself just for curiosity, you know what I mean? Just so you can learn more about yourself and you can figure out how your mind operates and how you work and all that sort of thing, because it's handy to know. And And also, once you start thinking about these sort of things, it'll plant a seed, right? And the more you think about these things, what are your motivations? You'll actually be surprised with how many other things will present to you as, as cool, whatever, as ways that you can develop yourself as a person. So that's it. Another long video, but if you did make it to the end, as usual, I'd love to hear your thoughts. All you wonderful, beautiful, handsome, attractive, clever, lovely, caring, gorgeous people who I love all of you dearly. You're all wonderful. I mean that. Write a comment. Have I buttered you up enough? Write a comment at the bottom. Let me know about your motivations, about your goals, about realizations that you've had maybe from this video, or what's relevant. Yeah, love to hear. Q. As I just learnt, I learnt a word from a beautiful, wonderful woman yesterday. Q. It's Indian for why. You say someone turns down. She said if someone turns down the wrong road, like they're going the wrong way. Q. Why did you do that? She said I should use it when I'm working and people start talking Indian in front of me. I should say Q. And I hope I get some Indian people that start talking to me. Anyway, yeah. So enjoy your day. Have a think. Have a comment. Have a like. Hit a like. If you enjoy baking cakes and things, certainly think about baking a cake for me and then bringing it to my house. I'd really appreciate that because I love cake. Anyway, have a great day. Is this a 40-minute video yet? 37 minute and nearly 38 minutes. Anyway, have a great night. Have a great day. Make your day as wonderful as you are. Grow your awareness. Be conscious. Be happy. Bye.